To Myself by Baby Rose. Baby Rose was raised on Southern hip-hop, funk, and acid jazz. She moved from DC to Fayetteville in her teens. She started getting standing ovations from talent shows and she became hooked on music. She wrote her debut album in 3 months and has gotten co-signs from J. Cole and SZA. How do we feel about her debut? Here's our honest review of To Myself by Baby Rose.
To Myself by Baby Rose. I think the first time I heard her, you heard her too on Revenge of the Dreamers 3, or have we heard her before that?
It was on Revenge of the Dreamers, and I just had the song in my head. It was a song with Ari Lennox and Boz. Gosh, what's the name of the song?
I don't remember, but I just remember it was
I just had it in my head, though. Yeah, it was fire.
How you feel about this album artwork?
I think it's dope. Like self-portrait for, I guess, your album that says To Myself, so it's very... very appreciated. But yeah, I think it's a cool pose though, because it's kind of mysterious, but at the same time I just like the raw, authentic look of it.
Yeah, it's a super close-up shot, and it just seems like it's kind of like a personal shot, and I feel like that just kind of goes along with the whole idea that this album is going to be personal.
Yeah,
the flow of this project, man, is a personal, soulful project with a couple beats that I felt were somewhat hip-hop inspired, but for the most part it just seemed like she was trying to hit the soul area.
Definitely hitting the soul. Definitely some music that just really requires you to kind of slow down a bit and just bask in it. Like, if you're in a rush and you're trying to listen to something, this might not be it, but if you have time to sit and indulge in the music, yeah, you'll get the flow.
Highlights, man. Look, I got a few. So Sold Out. I thought that was a very well-written song, and I thought she did a dope job singing. Mortal. I thought Mortal is actually really good. This is, to me, the best vocal performance that she had on the project.
I'm surprised that was the single.
That was a single?
That's a leading single.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I was like, that's dope. You choose something like that, because you don't choose something like that normally.
I didn't see a music video for that, so I assume All To Myself was the single.
That's another one, too.
Okay. So, yeah, Mortal is the best performance that she does vocally on this project. I thought All To Myself is a dope way of kind of explaining, like, her situation, like, when you actually listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Show You, I think, has some amazing writing. I don't know if she was the best person to sing it, though. I still felt like that song was written, and I don't feel like the performance is done horribly. It's kind of hard to explain. You'll kind of hear that in my lowlights, but I think Show You is a dope track overall.
Yeah, Sold Out was definitely a dope way to start. I love how that song was written. Borderline is just really, really catchy to me. I love the flow of the song. Mortal is just amazing. I just really love how she sounds, and I love the lyrics. All To Myself has to be like my favorite just because of just how she sounds on it, and I found out that they did that in one take because they said that they was trying to get the mics set up or whatever or something like that, and she was just like, she was on, I forgot what drink she said, mimosas and tequila, and she just went in, and they said after that they was like, don't do it again because we ain't gonna capture that feeling again. So I was like, that's dope, because I kind of captured that emotion from the song. In Your Arms is really, really dope to me. I just really love how it kind of transferred from All To Myself to In Your Arms. Like, I just really love the track listing on here as well too, because I feel like it flowed really well. And I enjoyed Over, and Show You I thought was a great way to like kind of show, like, I don't know, just the way how she portrayed, like, I'd rather want to show you than tell you. Like, I could talk to you or this and this and that, I'd rather show you. So I just thought it was deeply written.
Lowlights, man. First off, I want to mention that she has an incredible sounding voice.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, I can't rock with her voice.
Why not?
It just doesn't resonate with my ears. Like, every time I try to listen to the album, I caught myself trying to, like, keep talking myself into, like, listen to the words. Listen to the words.
I admit I had to do that on my first run through the album.
Yeah, and even, like, get into, like, my fifth time, I got more used to her voice at that point. But then there's a couple of songs where she does things like on Artifacts. I did not like what she did on there at all. I thought that was a bad choice of an effect.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just thinking like, the same thing.
I was just like, whoa.
Because I like her voice. And you
her
put
voice
that
is
effect
already
on
unique.
That. Yeah.
You don't really need to do anything else to it to make it sound different. And I did think that some of the songwriting on here was a little bit too cheesy.
Really?
Yeah, just a little bit. Like
How
I didn't
cheesy?
like cheesy. Like
You want to know what she went through? She
never
had a boyfriend for 4 years, and they had a bad breakup, and he deleted all her music.
That's messed up.
I was just like, damn.
I mean, that's messed up. Those are fighting actions.
So she went through some shit.
I believe it,
Yeah.
but it's just something about it. Like I'm getting more used to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like 5 times was enough for me personally to get used to the texture of her voice. It's extremely unique and different, and like some of the notes to me just sounded off when they probably weren't off. It's just because my ears aren't used to hearing anybody. She sounds really unique.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody that sounds remotely close. The closest name that I could think of was like a Macy Gray. Like where it's like a unique sounding voice.
Okay, I get
that's
what you
different.
mean.
It's not
Just
similar.
in the lane of that uniqueness to stand out with a voice like that.
But she
She's in
doesn't
that lane.
sound and sing like Macy Gray or
Right,
anything at all. It's
She's
just
got
that
that distinctive
when you
voice.
first hear Macy Gray, you got to get used to how Macy Gray sounds before you get to the point where, like, when you hear, you're like, oh, that's just Macy Gray.
Right.
So that's where I am with Baby Rose. And sorry, that's a low light to me, but I mean, that's honestly how I felt about it. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry, not sorry.
Well, the only lowlights I had song-wise was with Pressure and Artifacts. I can get with Pressure. It's not a bad song. I think I just didn't like how repetitive it was in some cases. And Artifacts, like we said, I just didn't like the effect on her voice. I'm like, she already has a distinctive voice. I kind of got what they were trying to do with it, but every time I listened to it, I came away like, man, I just wish y'all would have left that effect off her voice, because I enjoy the song, but the effect annoys me, if y'all understand that.
It is a horrible effect.
So it just like, I thought it was a great song. I like the writing on it and everything, but it's just, it was annoying me because I'm like, I'm already by 7 tracks, and you get to the 8th track and you want to try something different with her voice. No, I've already gotten used to her voice, so don't try to do that. And the only other low light that I have is not with the writing, but I guess with how she sings some of her lyrics. Because if you're not really listening, you might not get what she's saying. Because like just the way she carries her vocal tone, sometimes it feels like she's jumbling words together. And it's not an issue, but it's just like at first glance, you got to be like, okay, let me run that back or look at the lyrics.
Yeah, there were a couple times
like
where I was just like, what did she say?
Right. So that was the only thing that I could be necessarily picky about. But that just comes with, getting used to her vocal tone and everything like that.
Final thoughts, man. Look, man, I hope Baby Rose has a great future ahead of her. I hope she blows up and gets every single dollar, dime, penny she can get out of this game. But I just hope at some point I can get used to this. You know what I'm saying? I overly like 3 out of 10 tracks. I think one of the other songs that Show You is good. I just felt like I was sitting there listening to the song and I was just like, what would this sound like if Fantasia was singing? It would sound like a completely different song.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to discredit Baby Rose at all. I just can't get used to her voice. I tried. Like you said, Pressure, I didn't like. I didn't like Regrets. I didn't like Borderline. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't like Borderline?
In Your Arms, I was just like, I felt like if somebody else was singing this song, it would be fire to me.
I think that's being... Really?
I can't get... I'm sorry. I just can't get used to the voice. I tried. I listened to this joint 5 times.
Okay.
It was like, in each time, it was just like I got more used to it, but I still wasn't used to it.
I mean, for me, though, I feel like, look, I'm always looking for something different, somebody unique, somebody that stands out. And I'm not saying that's the only reason, like, I really enjoy this album. But the reason I enjoy it is because, like, I feel the music and what she's saying. And I like the way that she chose to write it because it's something that I'm not used to hearing. I don't think it's something that we're used to hearing now in the music business these days. And I feel like she took a risk by sticking with this style. Like, people could have been like, oh, change up how you sing, change up how you do this. But I'm glad she kind of stuck to who she was. And, reading up on her story kind of made me appreciate her a little bit more. But I think it's just something that you got to become comfortable with. You got to get used to. And I feel like she might take over in some type of way from doing the music that she's doing. I feel like she accomplished what she wanted to do with this. And I feel like that it was just written from a deep, mature mindset. And for her only going to be 25, she sounds like she's seasoned in a lot of things. So, I mean, I just get a lot of depth from her emotionally and vocally. And I think she pulled it off. I mean, there's some things she got to work on, which is, like I said, her vocals and stuff like that. But I think she stands out. And I think that's what's most important to me, is that she stands out in the music.
Final grade. Look, if you like Baby Rose, don't listen to me. Listen to Ace on this review. I'm dead ass serious. If you like Baby Rose, pay me no attention. Act like I'm not even here. I'm giving it an X. I'm sorry.
Dang.
Not rocking with it. 3 good songs. One song that I thought was really good. Could have been sounding better if somebody else sung it. I want to love Baby Rose. It just wasn't working for me. Fuck what I said. Fuck me. Write it all in the comments. Don't care. Ace has the real review.
Well, I'm going to give it a check. I feel like, that she definitely has something to stand out with. It's not for everybody. I'm going to lay that out flat and simple. I don't believe that this music is for everybody. But I do believe that this is something people could, become applicated to or get used to. It's very different. She has a style that is not like no other, but I think that's what makes her strong and makes her stand out. And I'm looking forward to see what she does next.